let's give the enemy team everything they ever could have wanted, possibly, and also give them counter picks. So maybe it'll help them.
Yeah, we will see. I think that BNK should have won game 1. I think they're the far stronger team. They had a great game plan in game 1, even though we were like, I don't like this draft that much, but you know what to do with it. And they executed on it well, but that's what happened after that. Things went a little bit awry. So Vi is banned here on blue side. Wukong was picked in game 1, so things are a little bit more opened up in terms of the jungle pool here. Lunara is banned first because there's no Wukong, so you just know that you've got to deny that from the blue side team. Even more than Pantheon, which they also, of course, ban. So now we have a Taliyah Azir trade on the cards here, it looks like. Maybe they just ban like Yone or Poppy here.
Yeah, seems pretty likely.
Vikla has had some good games of Azir recently, so maybe that's the B1 here for BNK over the Taliyah. It's all about Yehu. He's like discussing whether he wants...
Or you just ban it.
Yeah, because like this is Yehu's choice, right? He's like, I've noticed Vikla's good at Azir. I don't want to deal with that. You know, that's definitely what they're going to lock in. That means they can just get Taliyah for free. But maybe as DRX you're okay with that because you don't think Vikla's as good at this pick. And I would agree with that sentiment if DRX have it in my theoretical world. But I think that's probably the conversations that were being had there with Yehu at that final moment. Let's see what the answer is going to be. Nico, which is the S tier support.
Yeah. Nico, just an excellent pick. Blinds Trundle alongside of it. In terms of tier list, I mean, sure, but yes, there are a lot of things that can deal with the Trundle pretty easily.
Does raise the stocks of a pick like Viego, for example, but...
Or Sion, apparently.
You know, this is a different type of team.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the Jarvan again that we saw from KT. Which is risky, but can be strong into Trundle. And Clear going to get his hands on the Rumble here. The Aurora is obviously Fearless banned. And Ryze will be the look here for Yehu. So we have a top lane lock-in, a mid lane lock-in, assuming he does finish the lock-in here. And this means that, you know, you can try to find a pick that you can side lane super hard with the Ryze to back up. But they can also protect this Rumble pick in the second ban phase. Goes for the Ahri instead, though. Interesting.
Yeah, I saw him saying it, and I thought after the laugh and the look at the coach that maybe they told him not to play it. And maybe they did, but it was too late.
I just don't understand why go Ahri if you're just going to blind Trundle. Surprised.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
Also, I don't know if it has really that much synergy with Nico. Rather have a little bit more damage for the setup that is already there for Nico, but comfort, potentially. Like you mentioned and said wisely earlier before this series began, sometimes players just want to play what they want to play. And
I think that's pretty clearly what happened there. Yehu is a big fan of Ahri. And, you know, we've seen it a lot into the Taliyah, so it's not like it's the first time we've ever seen this matchup. It's more about, as you already talked about, the synergy with the team.
A strong side laner is the real concern. They got rid of the Mbessa. And Alistar's gone, because they already have the Nico lock-in. They could just ban Karma or Bard. Yeah, that seems safe. You know, just make sure your Nico lane, regardless of what your AD carry is going to be able to have that free push. Jax comes to mind here in this type of draft for DRX in terms of strong side laners. You know, it's not going to be a free matchup into the Rumble by any means to play that one. The Ornn is the more common response. Tons of engage with that. If only they had a mid laner that did consistent damage, I'd be all about the Ornn pick.
Well, how about a Jhin on top of it all? Quirky.
Quirky pretty good here. Feels pretty safe. And you can wait and see what the AD carry is before you decide what your top laner is going to be. So see if you could maybe engage onto it. If they go for like Ezreal here, maybe you go Camille. Tough into the Rumble, of course. A lot's tough into the Rumble that's left open. Gwen obviously also gone. The Jhin is right now such a tier list pick, but we have almost all drafts have the same archetype in the LCK right now, where you have a strong, engaged jungler, unless you're playing Trundle, and you have that front line, plus some sort of aggressive top laner usually, where you can play the Jhin. Rumble Jhin, a little bit less common, but you have the Jarvan, you have the Talia Weaver's Wall to help zone, so you can set up those big ultimates. And given that you're fighting into a Nico lane, they needed something that has a little punch to it in that bottom 2v2. This does help engage and set up for the Rumble and the equalizers, but it is not going to help you in the lane. Talking about the Rel, of course.
Yeah.
Aatrox.
That, and the Aatrox comes out here. Rich already gave the nod, so it seems as if that will be the lock-in eventually.
Makes me a little bit nervous how little backup plan there is for if this game does not go the way DRX want in the early game. Like, this comp doesn't really have a... Well, it's okay if the Aatrox actually got focused and went 0-2, because we have a blank mid laner that is doing, damage later on, and the Corki its 2-item spike, and we still have decent engage. Playing Trundle, which also can struggle from behind. I look at the BNK draft, and it has a lot of ways for Rumble to do big damage. It also has Vicla's damage and pick potential, and Jhin can follow up on any CC that's hit, whether it's a flag and drag or a flip back from the seismic shove, so incredibly well. They have to lean towards BNK in this one.
Yeah, it looks easier to play, so I'm going to lean towards BNK. You had a lot of good things to say, but I'm just going to say it looks easier. I think they've got it.
I mean, I was kind of saying it in a longer way, because, as a color commentator, if I just said it looked easier and walked away, then what would you say? Like, how could you...
Yeah, I can't make it simpler.
Yeah, you did what I said and said it looks easier. What if I just started with it looks easier? But you'd just be like, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, true. Yeah,
agree.
It's a good point. Anyway, yeah, I mean this looks like a S tier comp on the side of BNK here, and the blue side seemingly has helped them out. Let's see how it works though as we hop onto the Rift for game 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Alrighty, let's jump into game number 2. We're getting on to the Rift here once again. BNK, if you guys missed it, they went up very far ahead. It was like 2,000 gold at 8 minutes. We had Diablo with 5 kills, and then they lost. So they got a much better draft this time. We're hoping that they can show us a better performance than what happened in game 1.
That is the dream for all BNK fans out there. And for Bro fans, as was mentioned on the space by Chronicler, Bro, a little bit of jeopardy if DRX pick up this win. Not that they, don't have their fate in their own control, but it gets a little bit tougher. Feel a little bit more like DRX is right on your heels. I think that what happened in game 1 is like a lesson to all teams, right? It's just, remember that no matter how ahead you are, you can't just face roll the game at this level and expect to just win by default, because DRX want it so badly. They want that win. They care super hard. They're 5 professional players, some of which have been playing for a really long time. Players like Teddy and Rich. Rich has been playing for as long as Teddy, just obviously across multiple titles, but has a ton of experience. Like, these guys will be like, wait a minute, like, I see the angle. Just outperformed you in macro rotations, flanks. So with a draft like this for BNK, there's a lot of angles. We're going to see an engage here, but it won't amount to anything. Sometimes you feel like you have to, like, if you have that angle on Nico, you're like, well, I have to trade some health, or else eventually we'll just get grinded out of the lane. Just never win the trade.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to hit level 2 at a decent time. The Jhin certainly is feeling pretty good about this situation. He's not going to miss any CS here either.
Vicla?
Well, he did miss one. Vicla in a little bit of trouble. And do we have the charm? Looks like no. Nice flash away. Vicla says, I am dead. And first blood is given over to the Ahri. So that's one way to get your Ahri on the board early.
Sure. Went triple tonic. Already got that first pot. Chugged it right after that kill. When you are picking an Ahri in a situation like this where it's kind of weird and unique, sometimes you got to find those angles. A level 3 gank from a Trundle, probably not the angle Vikla expected, but it's the one he got. He did not flash, which was the correct choice. But we've had so many weird Ahri drafts over the years since her rework where, like, there's been drafts like this with Showmaker where you're like, I don't know, and then Showmaker builds him a Jais, and you're like, well, I mean, I trust. Kellen's going in again.
Yeah, forcing this trade out here. There's the root. Raptor, he could have actually reached Teddy there, but no reason to go in and take a bunch of damage.
Teddy would just Valkyried, and he would have lost a lot of his health, like you said.
Oh, he's hiding on bush behind them. They're gonna know he's here at least, and Sponge here means that no reason to continue. Can just go for the Scuttle Crab.
Interesting buy here as we're gonna see another engage from Kellen. Heal out.
Yeah, but Sponge is here. I thought they knew. Well, that's Kellen in a little bit of trouble. He is going to be able to crash down away.
I guess he thought with Raptor being so nearby and how transparent this seemed that maybe if you waited there, could maybe trick them. They were not tricked, and Sponge was still there. Nothing really eventuates from it. It'll be a Kellen forced to back down his heal now, flash as well, of course. And going back to the Ahri, like, she bought boots and a mana crystal, so just trying to continue the lead. I actually like this kind of a tempo advantage that Yahoo's going to be able to pick up with that kill. Just kind of continue to constantly trade with Vikla, sidestep a shove, just spam electrocute.
Yeah.
Let electrocute be your guide.
It's definitely good into this champ. And he is bullying, that is for sure. Level 3 Kellen shows up and takes a little bit of XP away on top of it all. Not that much, but every big matters.
If Yahoo has one of these performances where he ends up getting 2-3 kills early, then our doubts about what this Ahri does in this comp just don't matter, right? And that's sometimes what happens in Rise Group. I was afraid, however, that he was going to make a mistake. We're going to see a shove, a gank from Jarvan early. He like goes 0-2 in the lane, and we're like, oh, sorry, doesn't do anything, and now it's doomed. But he is so far making a big impact early. He has a near 20 CS advantage as Kellen's over here trying to hold this wave.
He's doing a pretty good job. Nearly messed up that.
Yeah, I was scared
CS,
about that, yeah. Clear has ult. Rich needs to be really careful about his choices of movement here in these next few moments.
He's gonna back. I think that was on Vision just barely. Raptor is here. And yeah, was on Vision. Rich just going to flash away. And now he's got the World Ender. Raptor actually in a little bit of trouble, but the flash comes in from Clear. And now the tides are turned as immediately the kill does go over to Raptor. And he was on his way up, and so is Yehu, who is, actually it's Ondil. Got trolled by Nico.
We all get trolled by Nico. Clear's going to get a little bit trolled by Nico, but it's just quite literally a troll. He's going to be like, oh, it's really annoying that you're here with the back of the safer location. Zonda won't be able to make anything from that at level 4. I don't think it really matters that Rich missed all of his sweet spots, really, in that exchange, but doesn't feel great. Ends up dying. He is able to hit the chains, which means that the kill goes over to Raptor instead of Clear, so small victory, but it's Jarvan, who uses the gold pretty well right now in this meta. Another charm here from Yahoo. And another dodge on the shove.
Yeah, you get the spare rush. Stun comes in. And Yahoo, kind of playing with fire there. He has to actually flash the Deadly Flourish.
Yeah, that was the scary part. Shove's coming back on cooldown. If he gets flourished, then he gets shoved, he dies. So he made the right call there. It was a greedy choice, to say the least, to go in on that one. Lane swap has occurred here on the top side, and Teddy's going to pick up a plate, split with Ondil here. And, you know, there's not much else to say about that in a moment. Clear doesn't have his ult, we'll have it fairly soon. Just clear this wave as fast as he can. I actually like how Clear plays. It just comes up here, uses a Q, overheats. Clear this wave, his teammates are coming up because Grubs are spawning in 40 seconds. They have a lot of vision around this part of the map because of that earlier gank onto Rich. And you can clear this control ward here. Curious to see now how DRX approach this Grub situation, like if they even decide to contest, because Rich does have TP. I just don't see it. Ondil does not have level 6. I think that if he somehow was able to have 6 at this point, like maybe that'd be your big angle in.
Yeah, it might just be end up being a little bit of a trade with some backs coming in. The TP from Kellen going into the bottom lane with Vikla here. Actually not joining up with his friend in mid, Diablo.
Once they see this, DRX that is, I think they might be able to contest here. First grub should be Raptors. And I think that might be all they end up getting here. They have to otherwise fight. Diablo does have his ultimate. This is a really, really tense fight setup here.
Yeah, it feels like Kellen is a little bit late to the party, but so is Yehu. And so BNK are like, well, you don't have your RE yet. And Raptor is Jarvan, so he can easily get over the wall. So they can position very aggressively. Sponge going to position right on top of the objective, wants to smite it away, and he's not going to be able to. 3 go over, but at the same time, DRX winning this fight, Clear in a bit of trouble. But Vikla going to lay down some rocks and say, get away from us.
That was actually really well played by BNK, to be honest. Like, even the heal coming out from Kellen to help him get away there. And that was just overall well coordinated. You know, Raptor's getting his smite back. They slow down the fight. He's able to win the smite fight to get the final grub. Rich shows up.
Here, uh-oh, Kellen. That is a bit of a mistake. Rich going to get a kill, and that will help him catch up big time.
Yeah, the late
kind of hanging around.
Late TP from the Aatrox catches them a little bit off guard. It's been these kind of moves that BNK don't expect, mostly flanks, that have really been their demise in some of these lost exchanges in this series.
Rich has declared this lane his.
Yeah. So go back to this, like, down to the final grub. It looks initially like this equalizer is a little bit awful. Like, it's not really fighting in the critical part of this, and then Clear goes in, and Teddy and Ando collapse on him, but they get the Raptor, or the Raptor gets the grubs. The heal comes down here from Kellen, actually. It gets Clear out, and then they're not going to be able to push through this choke point. They can just disengage with Vikla dropping the rocks there. Rich shows up late, and Kellen is just trying to see if maybe they can make something happen here onto Teddy, and it was not the right call.
It's a little bit of action in live. Saw that maybe they wanted to dive Teddy, but didn't amount to too much. Zondel's nearby, Sponge is nearby. Clear, Vikla and Kellen now in the mid lane. No Spirit Rush, no Flash for Yehu as Vikla tanks up the turret, and now Clear's gonna tank up the turret. Ooh, barely gets out there.
Well, that was really close, but actually such a great juggle there of the turret aggro. Oh, no way.
Oh, well, we don't have a flash now on Clear, and eventually maybe Subjugate gets him.
Kellen maybe comes over and helps him out. Kellen is just walking away. I'm watching Kellen on the mini map, just leaving him to die. He wants to go bottom. He wants to play for the Jin ult. Kellen?
Pretty interesting angle there. Rich?
You saw that, right? Like, I was like, maybe if Rel goes up, actually, hold on, he could actually turn. And Kellen's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I think the call was just abandon ship.
Yeah, definitely. Now they're going to look for a secondary follow-up here, potentially, after this Drake take. I don't know if they should actually commit any further, just defend this dragon, which they are not doing. Yeah, who has a potential angle here? Kellen with ult.
Yeah, he's certainly thinking about it. That's going to get the Spirit Rush out of the RE.
Vikla has his Weaver's Wall. I think this dragon is just gone. So great objective control here by BNK.
Oh, okay, we got an Aatrox on the way. And the Chomps are going in. The pillar not yet used, and still now trying to turn it onto Sponge, actually, and he gets the kill. Excellently done here by Clear.
There's no way he gets out, right?
No.
I thought maybe with Vikla coming up, but
Sponge was just building up the streak so that Rich could get extra gold.
There you go.
That's the angle.
I was going to mention that it feels like Sponge is Clear's natural predator, but both times he gets the better of him. This is really well done. Like, Yehu tries desperately to clear the wave, rocks get put down, which are the natural enemy of Ahri, who really wants to dash away from stuff like this. Clear gets in, and then here, the equalizer placement made me nervous, but look at how much damage Clear does here while he's nearly overheated. He has the extra heating damage. Gets the slow onto Sponge. Rich is still able to chase him down, but he actually has the equalizer here to slow, and then gets the harpoon. I'm like, is there a world? No. There's a world ender.
Yep. That is the Aatrox, who has his first item. Sundered Sky done already. Same could be said for the jungler of BNK FEARX, who actually going to get that pretty quickly. On the Jarvan is Raptor. Ondil is here. All things considered, still a pretty close game. Feels like BNK have a slight lead, just based on the objectives, as Rich Also the natural enemy of Aatrox, I guess, are those rocks.
Yes. There's no Weaver's Wall to stop the bag. Can they actually make something of this? Kellen has Flash? No. Well, they're going to get a plate and delay Rich's back. Maybe they delay it a second time. This, Yehu, don't play with it. Don't go straight to the top of that lane.
And Spirit Rush. Surely he's fine. No, he's going to get jumped on, and now he's going to get away, actually. The follow-up from Ondil is big. Going to keep them around. Sponge here with the subjugate, but he's always pulled back by the Rel, but now going back in, it looks like Yehu is able to pick up the kill at the end of all that after absorbing so much pressure.
They had to use 2 flashes for that. It's technically worth it in gold, but yeah, not the most clever of turnarounds there. And Yehu almost loses his life for it. So technically a win, I suppose, as Rich is able to catch that bottom wave. This is a plate that goes over initially. Yehu is the target, right? But like you mentioned, he has ult, he has flash. The Cataclysm is not quite enough with his charm there at point-blank range. The Raptor has to get out because they want to get out before this wave ends up running out. And then Kellen actually saves Raptor, but dies for it. Almost gets Yehu there as well, but not quite able to do enough damage as he is support Rel. And we go back to an even game state. 30 seconds before Herald. That's where the Vision fight is now taking place. BNK, a lot of control over the entrance to the river, but not as much the top side here, where Sponge is lurking.
Vikla kind of hanging out. He's got Kellen on the way, but yeah, he's going to have to flash regardless. So DRX winning in some of these little skirmishes, it looks like. Although, I say that, okay, it's a nice dodge on the Deadly Flourish. Now Sponge trying to run his way out. Last shot is going to hit him in the TP! Right on top of him is actually gigantic. Clear, going to pick up his 3rd kill.
I didn't like the play initially, but it's because I didn't know Clear was going to TP in there. As you're kind of just, if you don't have that rumble, you're kind of banking on your ult connecting. As now they're going to collapse further.
Oh boy, yeah, the charm going to land, and Vikla in a lot of trouble. The collapse still coming in, but he's tanking the turret! It's another kill for the Ahri, who we had questions about, but if you're playing like this and the team is running into you, and the fights get this scrappy, the Ahri's going to pop off.
Yeah, I think Ryu's got an Arthur fist. You know, right now he's not feeling too good about how this game is eventuating, because it's like, it feels like so much of this game and so much of this series for BNK is 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, you win this fight, you get Sponge, the TP is great. You know, look at the ward, look at the placement. At first I was watching this, I was like, I don't know about this. This is a little weird. But then with the TP, yeah, it's great. Because Clear has flash, he gets charmed. So he's totally fine because he's got Kellen with him, but even without it, he could have flashed the wall. Then we're just running up here trying to stop this. There's no wave. There's no wave, it's not even close to the turret. You don't have to force this. You just gave them back way more than what you gained. It's literally 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 1 kill forward, 2 kills back, 3 ultimately actually in the exchange there.
It's a lot of steps back.
Yeah, it's not great.
All right, little engage on Ondil. And it looks like this Nico, who was just trying to ward, was just trying to be a support, you know?
You can take the Live Sandbox out of BNK, but you're out of the name, but you can't take the Live Sandbox out of BNK, like the tendencies.
Some teams just remain the same. Oh, okay, Sponge. All right, this game getting very dicey.
This game is getting weird. We're just trading blows constantly.
I feel like Ahri likes it the most, but he has to actually be there.
If BNK continue their pattern, they're going to overextend here.
Yes.
But actually, this time it's just Ahri by herself. And they decide not to extend further. I don't know, I was like, man, Ondil's nearby, I don't like it.
Just dodge. Listen to Teddy. He'll show you the way.
He will, in fact, show you the way oftentimes. So who's ahead? I mean, after all this, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, Aatrox is big, Ahri's big. Comp's pretty good for BNK, though.
I'd say...
I like DRX's position overall, but I still think that they might just mess up the team fights because there's just so many different ways to get picks.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say...
Kind of where I'm at, yeah.
I want to say if I put T1 Genji left to right on the nameplate, so I'm like, I like Genji's position, but
yeah,
I'm casting BNK DRX and I just don't know about this. It's Rise Group, baby.
I'd say the lead that DRX have isn't large enough. And BNK have a lot of wins. Now they are going to try to use a lot of stuff into the Ahri, who just flashes away, including the exhaust, by the way. But the knockup comes in, and Rich gets baited big time by his teammate.
Now they just look to Dragon. I mean, DRX, you have a Pop Blossom, but you don't have Flash. I think you should just step away from this. But this is exactly the type of fight that Valdez and I are talking about where comp is easier, and there's so much pick potential. So, oh, Ahri's got Flash. Oh, we'll just kill the other guy. The Rich just calls up. He's like, hold on, they missed the engage. I go in, they're like, oh, we'll shove that guy. And then they just get the Aatrox that's alone. You have to be grouped up as DRX. You have to fight together. You have to play around pillars. If you just kind of funnel in like that, you're just going to get picked apart. As Yehu is actually taking a ton of turret damage here. Let's see if Clear can make something of this. Doesn't have his ult.
Now, Spirit Rush should be enough, but at the same time, able to get it, at least, I suppose. But Yehu, I mean, he's got a pretty decent lead. It's not gigantic, but does feel like, you know, he's going to be critical here in this mid game if they're going to have a chance to win this one.
So just watch, like, Yehu equalized. Kellen comes in with the flash engage, goes for the exhaust. Yehu flashes away, and the Rich is like, okay. This instantly gets picked. It's you know, you have to be you have to play a lot better, I think, with the comp of DRX. And if you're just going to try to collapse like that a little bit willy-nilly, you're going to look silly.
Yeah. Don't tell that to Billy.
Yeah, no,
like
Billy.
That. No, yeah.
He's just he's known to be a little silly.
Yeah, it's not very chilly here, but I think it still checks out.
Yeah. Anyone in chat from Philly? Almost ordered a Philly cheesesteak for lunch today. True story. Went and got a burger
Got a
instead.
decent amount of Philly cheesesteaks. You know, back to our sandwich conversation. Here in Korea.
Surprisingly easy to find these.
Yeah.
Sometimes in Korea something becomes a trend, and then it pops up everywhere, and then it dies and it's completely dead. I think that happened with Philly cheesesteaks, except the good Philly cheesesteaks remained, and there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
So we actually ended up pretty good for that one. And there's some mediocre ones that, you know, are fine, and you need one, you can get one.
Yeah, the one thing you can't really get that's quite good is bagels. There's gonna find some friends, and they're not very friendly. It's kind of weird, but he is gonna have to flash away.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish a cafe would just have a bagel. And it's not gonna happen. You see a cafe that says bagels on it, they only have bagel sandwiches. I'm like, no, I just want a bagel with my own toppings. You know. BNK gonna do Otacon, by the way, and Clear is TP'd in. Rich should TP in if they're gonna contest this.
Yeah, I think they will. The Redemption's going to help out on this take.
It's a little late, and the wall is out.
Doesn't really do much. Does a little bit to Sponge. Flash on in. Doesn't really catch anyone, as Sponge going to be locked out of this fight, as now the Cataclysm is gigantic, and BNK, they crush the fight on the turn after they get the Otacon. And then they just kind of take it in the face of DRX. DRX, nothing they could do. They have to try to turn now with the TP coming in, but Teddy's just going to die. And this is going to be what looks to be a clean ace, as 5 for 0 plus the Otacon. BNK run away with this game.
Looks like Kellen's hitting a milestone tonight, Valdez. I think we're going the distance. Yeah, someone in the prompter also talked about there's no bagels.
They're all chewy and stretchy. Very sad.
Look at this Aatrox flank, how far away it is from the fight and how late it is. And then the wall here denies any entry, and Andil's engage is just, I don't know, it's desperation, but the one bagel you can get is that Jarvan ult right there. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was clean. It's an everything bagel, because it just took all of everything that DRX had in this game lead-wise and put it in a big Cataclysm bagel, and that's the end of that.
Oh, the Cataclysm bagel.
Yeah.
Delicious.
We should open a League of Legends bagel shop right across the way from Wall Park and
call it Cataclysm bagel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Could have Yorick themed, you know, bagels.
Sure. Ghoulie Wall bagel. Get all sorts of stuff. Now trying to fight back. Rich, he's got a little bit of help from his friends here, actually. They're going to take down the Rumble. It's looking pretty good for the side of DRX now. I say that, a lot of damage done to Yehu. Andil's going to find one, and maybe one is enough. Diablo, though, oh, he's barely going to get away. Diablo just walks it off, and Teddy loses his life for it. The fight is absolutely disgusting. It's all over the place, this bagel, but it's still going to be in favor of BNK.
The one constant is Yehu is going to go down here.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
The one constant in these skirmishes, no matter how things look for DRX initially, BNK just have too many outs. There's just there's too much CC, there's too much zoning, there's too many slows, and you just can't collab. You cannot actually collapse. Let's watch this fight again. Like, it looks like an overextension as well as one step forward, two steps back kind of situations. As Diablo's trying to get into the fight. If he was here at the beginning of this, I'd love this a lot more for BNK. Yehu, though, gets backline access here. And look at this Andil engage. You mentioned it. Only hits one, but it's the most important one. But he doesn't die. And that's critical. He's able to flash away with the help of Kellen.
Oh,
Teddy cannot get... He's slowed. He can't get there. He can't get the last of the Gatling gun.
He just turns on a Raptor.
And the Rich is like, surely I can close the gap. Slowed and deleted. Can't get there.
Like, there was a really low Jarvan right in front of Teddy. Instead, he flashed straight into the full health Talia to try to kill Diablo, and he didn't even get Diablo.
No.
And he gave his whole health bar for that, so bit of a whoopsie there.
Yeah.
On the potential comeback of DRX.
Just give me cream cheese and a little bit of smoked salmon on a bagel, just a half bagel.
Half bagel?
Yeah, like you don't have to eat the whole thing. You can just have a half sometimes. You can share it with someone.
I don't know if I've ever done that.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever shared a bagel with someone? Like, will you have half, they have half?
No, if I get bagels with someone, we both get our own bagels, you know.
Sometimes you just want a half. You ever like do something a little sacrilegious? You do like a peanut butter and honey, peanut butter and jelly bagel?
I have done that before.
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly quite good.
You get like the bagels from like the supermarket as well, and you can just put whatever you want. I think that I've done that at home for sure.
Rich is gonna get shoved back.
Rich?
He's fine.
Rich!
Egg bagel with walnut cream cheese is a mention. I've never had walnut cream cheese, but sounds like it'd be pretty good.
That does sound really good, actually.
Does sound OP.
Yeah.
Like egg, cheese, ham on a bagel?
Seems good.
Raptor, maybe?
Oh boy! No, here we go again! It's swinging back the other way, Wolf.
He could not get his bagel off in that fight.
No.
I don't think he would have wanted to. Probably wants to save it for maybe the contest of the Baron that DRX are going to go for now that he has died. But he needs his teammates to buy 30 seconds of time if he's going to be there. And it looks like they're just going to try to push for the side instead. Rich TP's in. Vikla could just Weaver's wall over.
Yeah.
He needs to find the right angle, though.
They're definitely going to collapse here. But as you mentioned, the angle, very important. Vikla over the side. He's going to get that combo and a Sponge, who is so low. Needs a way to live here, but he's going to be shot down! And that's the end of that. Nice try here from the side of DRX, but it was desperate to begin with. And the wall.
That shot from Diablo.
Yeah. And Degon says, what is happening? Reading his lips. And that is the end of that. And probably this game as well. They're going to give the kill over to Vikla, and they'll take the Baron themselves.
Man, for DRX for about like 35 seconds there, it was like, ooh, wait a second. Maybe they could actually close this one out. Vikla, though, look at this on the Sponge. He's got his resistances shredded on the back of that Baron, but he takes so much damage. And then Andil is like, see you, buddy. Oh, God.
Good luck.
On second watch, it's like... I mean, they were never going to be able to hold that Baron, but on second watch, it looks very funny. Diablo is able to capitalize on that, and then also the cleanup here on this fight with Clear, who's having a fantastic Rumble performance. And it just doesn't look like Teddy's going to be able to carry this late game. Looks like we are going to a 6-gamer. And Kellen's 500th game.
Yeah. He's had a pretty good game so far in this one.
Certainly has.
See if he can outdo it in his 500th game, as he will pass Gorilla as well.
Crazy. That stat, I think Gorilla's still 499, right?
Yeah.
Like, that stat, every time it comes up, I'm like, man, could have just played one more.
Yeah,
Gorilla.
just one more game. Like, just join a team, play the first game of the season, and then leave.
We should probably just call it the Gorilla Award at this point for supports.
Pretty much. Once you pass that number, you've surpassed one of the best to ever play. And they're going to just, they have 12,000 gold to lead. And,
well, I mean, 11.7K.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Not quite 12,000 yet. I think DRX still have a chance, fellas.
I really want to eat a bagel now.
Yeah, I mean,
All that bagel talk, but it's 7:30 p.m. on a Saturday. I don't think it's viable.
I'm sure you know this, but your best bet is to go to your Costco and get your own bagels and do it at home.
Yeah.
You wish you could get it outside. You wish like a bagel expert, a bagel scientist.
But even those bagels are like.
Yeah.
Also, I've been dieting recently.
Yeah, no, I quit bagels.
Bagels are very heavy in calories.
I quit bagels when I started dieting as well. I never went back. If there were bagel shops, I'd probably lose out, but there aren't, so I'm safe. Yahoo may just get collapsed on here. He does have flash and ult, and he may need to utilize them. Ooh.
He's definitely going to utilize something as, yep, just going to press all their buttons. Very easy to do exactly that as Kellen makes it look easy.
One thing we know is that Clear likes his bagels toasted. That is that. All right, now just in the game, BNK. You don't have to wipe them again. You have Baron. You got 40 seconds left. Just push. I mean, Teddy's up in 25, but they're chasing an Aatrox. Maybe they can't end. This is actually kind of comical.
All right, they did it. Good job, Kellen.
Okay, they should be.
They're gonna
certainly.
Yeah,
only Kellen was chasing.
They're definitely ending here. Ondil, desperation. It's just gonna look funny. Okay, Clear's getting low. They're gonna get Clear. Here comes Rich. Rich. Okay, he's dead. Empty Nexus here. They're looking for more kills. They want to get sponged. They're taking a lot of damage here from the Ahri. There's no way, right? Like, there's just no way. Yeah. Okay, the gold lead is too large. They got very low. It just didn't matter at the end of the day. And they're still going to take down the Nexus. 1-1. We have another series on our hands as BNK tie it up.
They looked like the stronger team in game 1. In game 2, they had the easier comp. They over-indexed a little bit in the early part of the mid game, but they were able to take some decisive fights after that. Just